everyone, so today I'm going to be talking about a book that I received from Quirk Books last week. I didn't include it in my book haul mostly because I forgot, and then I just decided I would just do a video by itself because it really needs a video by itself. It's absolutely fantastic. It's gorgeously made. It's super, super geeky, and it is Fangirls Guide to the Galaxy, a handbook for geek girls by Sam Maggs. I received this from Quirk Books last week, like I said, and as soon as I pulled it out of the package, I absolutely had to read it ASAP because this book is fantastic. So let's start off with talking about the cover, because look at this cover. Let's fix the... Okay, so as you can see, the covers, we have the title, and then we have the superhero girl. And if you notice that the superhero girl is not super skinny, she has thunder thighs, kind of. I wouldn't necessarily call them thunder thighs, but you know, society might. She's curvy, she's not full figured, but she's not a stick as either. So she's healthy looking. She's, I don't want to say normal because that would be mean, but she's not like super sexy, I guess you could say. She's not sexified. It's just really awesome. And then you go to the side and it's pretty standard. It's the title, and I just really like the coloring choices that were used. Like, they're very girly colors and they're very bright and fun. And then on the back, it has this spiel that is also included inside the book. So I'm going to read it to you now, and it says, I am a geek girl, and a feminist. I embrace the word fangirl with open arms. I don't have to prove my nerd cred to anyone, ever. Whether I'm a comics noob, or a fic writer typing up her new chapter, or a hardcore gamer who's someone who sometimes forgets to sleep. Not that I ever do that. No one else gets to decide whether I do or do not belong. From Super Hulak to Shakarian, I accept all fandoms and ships as equally meaningful and important in our geek girl lives. Even if your OTP is my no TP, I will still like you, though I may have to unfollow your blog. I will support empowering lady-created media and amazing female characters who make me feel like I could be Batgirl if I just had some yellow Doc Martens and a vigilante complex. I'm the doctor, not the companion. Buffy, not Bella. Nobody's sidekick, love interest, or token female. I'm driving this ship. I'm a fangirl, a feminist, and a force to be reckoned with. If that doesn't make you want to read this book before even taking off the Just Jacket, I don't know what will. But just in case, let's go ahead and take off this Just Jacket. It's about to get awesome, just letting you know. Because look at the inside of this book. You have everything. You have Nintendo, Sherlock, bows, the TARDIS, laptops, swords, robots, bow and arrow, masks, makeup, whatever that thing is. It has everything, and it's on the back as well. So, like, this is so awesome. It's so pretty. I kind of want to leave it on its own, but this is awesome too. So I didn't really mind leaving the cover off because this is really cool to look at. And then on the side here, it's the same sort of deal, but it's a different color, which is awesome. It's really nice contrasting. I don't know if you can, yeah, you can kind of tell it contrasts nice with the yellow. And when you open, you have purple! Purple! Purple is my favorite color, for those of you who don't know. I absolutely love purple, so when I opened this and saw this purple, I kind of screamed a little because I was really excited that it was purple. And then you keep going. We have our fangirl here again. Her dedications. And here we have the contents. There's an introduction, 4 chapters, resources, and acknowledgements. So, at the beginning of each chapter is a page like this. So the introduction is called One of Us, and it kind of talks about the book and about Sam Maggs, who, if you don't know, let me talk about Sam Maggs for a bit. Sam Maggs, if you don't know who she is, if you're Canadian and have gone to see a movie at a Cineplex theater, you've probably seen her. She's the really quirky girl during the pre-show with the orange hair. I'll stick a picture of her right here. Yeah, her. Isn't she awesome? So I liked her before, but then when I found out she was the author of this book, it just made me so much more excited to read it. So back to the book. So she talks, in the introduction, she talks about how she got into being a geek. And then she goes, then at the end of the introduction, she has this page. Pause game. Very nerdy, as you asked me. And then it goes, attention humans. Although this book is called the Fangirls Guide to the Galaxy, you don't have to be someone who identifies as female to enjoy it. If you consider yourself a fan girl, then this book is for you. And even if you don't yet, take a look-see through these pages. You might find yourself becoming a convert. One of us, one of us. So basically, even though the book's called Fangirls Guide, she's basically saying you don't have to be a fangirl. You could be a fanboy, or not even a fan. You could just be a girl or a feminist to read this. Which, it helps if you're a bit of a geeky person, but for those who are just sort of getting into the nerdy world, this is also a great guide, because the first chapter is called It's Good to Be a Geek, and it basically talks about all the different I guess, fandoms? Yeah. It talks about all the different fandoms that are most popular. Like, we have your Harry Potter fandoms, your Super Hulock fandoms, your Lord of the Rings fandoms, some anime fandoms, Trekkie fandoms, Star Wars, Game of Thrones, Marvel, DC Comics, book fans. She even has a section for YA book nerds. How awesome is that? She included us in here! Whedon Nights, so anybody that likes Joss Whedon, gaming, Disney, and then right at the end, she includes a bunch of different fandoms that aren't included in here. And she includes everything from Gleeks to nerd fighters, marshmallows, lesbians, arrowheads, shadow hunters. So she really covers her bases when it comes to the fandoms in this book. And then she continues on and talks about the different vocab that us fangirls tend to use a lot. What else? Then let's go to the... Then also, at the end of each chapter, there are interviews with female geeks in the media. So we have the chief editor of Mary Sue, which is a comic, and if you don't also know, Sam Maggs also works at Mary Sue. Then we have Jane Espenson, who worked on Buffy, Battlestar Galactica, Torchwood, Husbands, and Once Upon a Time. There's Erin Morgenstern, which many of you know is the writer of The Night Circus. Tara Platt, she is an actress, author, producer, and voiceover artist for different anime and video games. Then those are the only ones in chapter 1. It continues on with all the other chapters. So then chapter 2 gets into being online and how the online universe affects our fandoms. And she goes through what she calls the 7 kingdoms of the internet, and she talks about Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, Instagram, Pinterest, Reddit, and forums. Because forums, there are so many different forums, you kind of have to include them in the one series, or the one category. And then she talks about writing fan fiction, and she also includes this. This is the ultimate fan creation inspiration generator. Basically, it has the different types of feelings, different characters, and different settings for if you're trying to write a fan fiction and you just need some prompts. So that's pretty awesome. Another important one that she talks about is trolls. In the online section, she has a whole section of trolls, and she separates them into different types of trolls and how they react on the internet and how you should defend yourself against them. Because, face it, trolls are awful. And then at the end of... Then she also includes Wheaton's Law. Don't be a dick. This is the most important law in the geek universe, in my personal opinion. So, it's very important that she included this. Chapter 3 is all about conventions. Although I will admit I did skip a little bit of this section, mostly because I don't get to go to a lot of conventions because I have to fly there. And we only have a small convention here in Newfoundland, which started today, by the way, and it's been fantastic. So I did read up on all the different conventions that there were, but I kind of skipped a lot of the cosplay stuff because I'm not really big into cosplay. I enjoy watching it or looking at it because I think it's really cool. I don't personally think I'm creative enough to create those costumes, and I don't want to go out and purchase them. I'd much rather make them myself, and like I said, I just don't think I'm creative enough. So I skipped over a lot of the cosplay things because I'm not much of a cosplayer. But if you are a cosplayer, there's some pretty good points that she makes in here. I did briefly skim over them, read all the headlines and stuff. So if you are a cosplayer or it's your first time cosplaying and you have this book, definitely pay attention to the chapter because she do have a lot of good important points in the chapter, not just for cosplaying either, for going to conventions and your attitude during the convention and what you should expect during conventions. And she also gives like a checklist for what to bring to the conventions. So it's a really good resource for conventions. And then we go to chapter 4, which is all about feminism in the geek world. It's a really good read, even if you don't consider yourself a feminist, which you should. It's definitely an interesting read. She makes some pretty good points. She brings up a lot of feministic heroines in video games, books, movies, TV shows, comics, that sort of thing. Anime. I always forget about anime. It's really the end of the book, but at the back of the book, she has a resources section. This section is actually fantastic because it has everything from nerdy websites to go through and where to make new friends online in a like in the online universe. She talks about YouTubers like Alb in Wonderland, Amy Dallin, Vihart, and Lucajin. She does forget to mention the booktube community, but I'll forgive her for that one. Then there's tech things, style advice, clothes shopping, beauty products, tutorials, supplies, and party planning tips. So if I haven't made you want to read it already, then I've done something wrong, because this book is fantastic. I gave it 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. I've been telling everyone I know to go out and grab a copy when it comes out on May 12th. So it's like 2 weeks away and you'll be able to get your hands on these. It's not even that expensive. I think it's like $16.95. Yeah, it's $16.95 in Canada, $15.95 in the States, so it's not even that expensive. It's a gorgeous looking book, and it's something that I'll probably be gifting to people forever. So do yourself a favor and pick up this book when it comes out on May 12th. You will not regret it. See you next time!